We didn't. We did this little short weekend honeymoon, gone to the Bahamas and back, and
You
where
went to Paradise Island, right?
like the whole country of Argentina shuts down for a vacation, and most of them were on there, so everything was in Spanish first. But yeah, Bahamas was okay. But the smaller the cruise, I've noticed the better the cruise, the better the food, the better. But we did go to Disney too, so that was
So
cool.
you took a cruise to the Bahamas.
Yeah, but we also did Disney, so that was fun for our honeymoon. And then, came back and found out, voila, guess who's pregnant? So, the biggest thing is I did not want to have you guys before Judy had her baby, because she had worked so hard for so many years to get pregnant, and I'm like, oh, guess who's pregnant?
10 days later.
I know. So we lived in the fraternity house as house parents, and me and laundry, you had to like walk all over it to get to your bed. We had that couch, the one that was in your bedroom, under and Tim Jagger, Terry's friend, made a platform bed for us. So every night you'd have to climb up above the couch to get to bed. And then I would go to work at Marting's down the road every day. I forget where your dad, he would scream for me, or the bookstore. Sorry, dry mouth. But
How long were you?
we were there for their parties. Well, we were there until we got that house. Oh my God, I would walk, you guys were so big. I looked like an elephant from behind because you could see me on both sides instead of forward like a normal person. But I would walk to work and I'd have to stop and rest, and then it was upstairs. I worked in the office, and I'd have to go half the stairs and sit and rest. And then I'd get on a little chair that had wheels, and I would just wheel myself around the office so that I didn't have to get up.
Did Grandpa work there?
He was the manager of it, yeah. Oh, that's how I got my job. It was through him. Because one summer I stayed at their house because I had the job there. I had a realtor, and we went around and looked at a bunch of different houses and picked that one for the price, except the hillside was a monster for your dad to have to mow, it's like straight down. And it was just made out of metal and not even nice wood. It was just like, what's the paneling? Just paneling in every room. So we, wallpapered you guys' room as Sesame Street and put 2 beds in there. And his parents were sweet and got us an air conditioner for our room because there's no air in the house. And I know you don't remember it, but the heating was in the floor in one spot, and it was right in front of the bathroom. So in the winter, you had to walk your legs around it or have shoes on, or you'd burn yourself. And sure enough, you guys were babies, and I kept trying to tell you you can't touch it, and I don't know, I think it was your foot, smack dab right in it. Gus burn. But we would play outside. Like your dad said, there were pine trees, just a few, probably 6 of them, but it was a little bit of a hill, so we would wait for Daddy to come home, and you'd be on the cardboard, and I'd just push you down that little hill. You'd be like, woo-hoo. And that's where you learned to potty train, because you could be out there naked. That was the easiest way to potty train. I always do things the easy way.
And then from there, we moved to a little White House.
Let's see, we lived there.
Basement.
We lived there till, did you go to school in Athens?
I don't think we went
You did preschool.
Yeah, I don't think we went to school. You had a picture of us in little kindergarten things outside of that White
Right,
House.
that's when we moved back to Wheelersburg, I guess.
Maybe.
Yeah, and we rented, it was funny, we rented a house that my mom had bought it one time when after the divorce she had gotten the house. So now my friend owned it. So we lived there, and you guys, I held you back a year so that you guys could, since Chris had gotten a slow start, we didn't know that he had blockage in his ears, so he just missed out on like phonics. That's why he sucks. So sorry, Chris, at spelling, because he missed it. So, yeah, you guys went to Wheelersburg. I remember we followed the bus and then snuck and followed you guys all to your rooms just to make sure you got there. But then your dad worked sales for Crown, so he would go up and stay at Judy and through the week or the week whenever he traveled, which was a lot. So he was gone a lot. But we were a one-car family, so I had no car. I know. It was horrible. So I got a job at the bank, down in Portsmouth while you were at school. And I would have, luckily, somebody I knew worked there. So I'd walk to the end of the road and hitch a ride with her to and from. And then after school, you would stay at the neighbors behind us. So we left off the house in Wheelersburg and your dad working for Crown. And then he started making enough money that we moved to Worthington.
Yep.
And where do we live there? Oh, we lived in that apartment complex. You guys had friends. Oh my God, I can't believe I just let you go out and be gone all day. I remember Chris coming home. Was it Chris? You had hit your head on a...
Yeah. We climbed in a sewer hole that they were apartments they were building or something.
I know. And I'm trusting you with a kid that's younger than you that you guys are playing with. The day it freaked me out was when you came home and look, we flattened pennies on the railroad track. I'm like, what? You did what? Oh, jeez. That one freaked me. But you guys had, I think that's where you got, is that where you got the TV and all of that for Christmas? Mm-hmm. Was that place?
I think so.
Yeah.
And Nintendo.
Yeah. I liked living there.
You guys got into that Nintendo, didn't you? Before we opened it?
Got into it and played?
You and Dad?
Your dad may have. I can't imagine I did. Sorry, my eyes. And I had to be a Cub Scout leader because nobody would do it, or you wouldn't be able to be in Cub Scouts. I'm not the person to lead things. As you know, you guys give me crap about it all the time. So luckily, like that was it a run or something in the school? Your dad made that cardboard thing.
It was like a chariot almost. Like we were pulling someone in a box.
Right. And then, did I work what did I say I worked?
You worked
in Worthington, did I?
You did work at the UDF there.
Oh, I did, right up the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Making ice cream things and, pumping gas probably. And people came in and stocking the back. It was really kind of a fun job. So that brought some extra income in.
And then we moved from there.
So then obviously I must have then been pregnant with Riley, or Taylor, yeah. There, because that was a hard drive. And it was hard for me to leave Wheelersburg. Athens wasn't hard, but it was hard. Ohio was so hard to leave,
But you didn't want to leave Kansas either after you were there.
But then Kansas, I had family there. I have family.
Yeah, but in Kansas, you wanted to stay there too.
Oh God, all those drives. I would take all of you back.
Yeah.
I'd be driving down the road. I used to do it through the night, until I would start seeing things on the road that weren't there, bridges, people, animals. And so I'd pull over. I had a pillow, and I would, pick somewhere safe. Like one time, I think I told you that McDonald's asked if I could sit in their parking lot and rest. He brought out all those toys for you guys. It's cute. Those were a hard drive.
Yeah, it's 12 hours.
Yeah. So you never get to really have vacations because we spent all of them going back to Ohio. You destroy Jess's room and then we'd leave. So it was okay. But I found out I was pregnant with Tay, which was exciting. And Dee Dee helped us drive to Kansas. She in my car, because we had the rental car, and you guys, every time we drove to Ohio, you'd get in the car, and as soon as we backed out of the driveway, everybody was asleep. So I would sit and listen to Stephen King on the thing. You couldn't hear it; you were asleep. His stuff's scary but easy. He's so easy to hear, but creepy. So Dee helped bring us out, and then we rented that house, or a condo apartment. But you guys liked living there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Taylor had a little friend across the street. The mom worked, and the dad stayed home with the daughter. I have some pictures of them playing, and I found
Sydney.
Yeah, good memory. So those two had fun.
They cut each other's hair.
Yeah, I know.
Wasn't that them?
I think so. They're funny little kids playing together. Trampoline. What, the day you got it for free? I found that. You, of course, used. Everything I found was always used. But that ended up being tons of fun for you guys. And that's when we started every once in a while having a rabbit, poor thing, in a cage. I would never do that again. Yeah. Put an animal in a cage ever. I was just going to say with Taylor there, that's when I started working for a school. Was when she was old enough. Well, she went to preschool. She had a sweet little preschool teacher.
You guys would have been there till she was about 10, right? Something like that.
Yeah. Every time I was pregnant, that's when we moved. Yeah. It seems, but your dad was working for Crown, which is a mile from the apartment. I was your Boy Scout leader. And you were in college, yeah. I felt bad for you guys taking you to college, and your mom's this big old stomach pregnant. Yeah. I remember writing the university saying, please don't put him on a floor that's higher than a ladder from the fire department could take to.
What?
Yeah. That's where you notice you weren't up on the high, right?
I was on the 6th floor.
Yeah, but they could still get to you, and you could jump down. Yeah.
I didn't know you sent a letter to them for that.
Yes. It's like, no, you gotta be safe. Oh, I know, stupid. Oh, I forgot to tell you also in high school, Pam and I, we were good kids. Loved the Halloween corning cars.
I don't know what that is.
God. So you go out in the field, this Midwest thing, and get the corn that animals eat. It's hard, and you shuck it off, put it in a bag. You have this big bag of then hard corn, and then you hide at night, like somewhere by a road where no one can get you. And then when the car goes by, you throw it on their car. I know. Scares the crap out of you. Here it is dark, you're driving. Because I had it happen to me once. We did that once. It was fun. I always remember that night. That was with Pam. She and I, we were such good friends. Um,
So you moved here with Riley and had Riley here, right?
Yeah, who helped me drive here? Let's see. Well, okay, so we moved into that apartment, and then we finally had enough, which is not the way to do it, but we took the money out of your dad's account
Retirement.
to buy that house
Mm-hmm.
by the school.
That was
And,
awesome.
yeah, you guys liked your school, Riley
Taylor.
or Taylor. Stop it. Trying to think, how old was she? When we first moved there, she was a baby. I sat in the back of the car taking care of her while Dee Dee drove.
Yeah, but when we moved in the house, she was probably 6, maybe something like
You think
that.
she was
Because I
that
think we
old?
were in high school, and so she would have been
Oh, for the house.
yeah,
Yeah.
5 or 6 maybe.
Yeah. So which means, why am I drawing a blank on her kindergarten? Because it was right down there by your school. Gosh darn it. It's really bothering me. Well, I know that's when I started working for schools. Realized you never want to work throughout my career there. You never want to work for a high school because the teachers aren't as happy there. But at an elementary, middle school, they're bubbly and young, and
Yeah.
so they were fun to work for. And I had all the same vacations off as all you guys,
Yeah.
so that was nice.
And then after high school, you had Riley in Kansas and then moved here, right?
Yeah, and she knows it, so it doesn't hurt her feelings. But I finally was having freedom. And when I found out, I cried. I was like, no, I have to do this again. I have to listen to one more beginner band concert. Oh my God, I've listened to them for how many years? How many years? Oh. That was the biggest thing, is like, because until you've been to one, you'll know. Yeah. But luckily, the Gorthies were next door because they all played. They were good. And whenever your dad was gone, which of course he was, they would take care of us, make sure they were good about that,
Yeah.
checking in on me. Good old days when if Taylor was asleep in the car, I would just put all the windows down and go do stuff, and check on her. Can't do that now. Somebody saw a kid sitting in your driveway and get all alone. They'd be freaking out. She survived, and she had her little sandbox and her swing in the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, which she liked that. And those camp outs we would do, put the tent out by the fire pit. And it felt so far away, like to go to the bathroom at night.
Because it was a whole acre, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but really, it wasn't an acre that way, so it was probably only half an acre away. But it felt like you were far away. You guys never did that, did you?
Not there.
Not there.
Yeah, because we were older.
And then, that trampoline. You guys would just jump and jump and jump. And then Taylor would listen to, do you want me to turn that off? Is it too loud? We can turn the volume down.
I can turn down.
It's right there.
Yeah, so Taylor listened to what?
I've got it. So some of her favorite movies that she would want to watch over and over and over was a Scooby-Doo that was in Spanish, so we had no idea what they were saying. And Barney, I love you, you love me. Oh my God, all the time. But she liked them. And then that's when she did dance, was there. She liked that too. She had a good time there. She had some good friends. friends there, although they did make her join a friendship group. Because she's kind of like me, you know? Or, I don't know, some people just like to have one close friend, and they were worried because she didn't, you know, or she did have the one close, but she didn't have more, I guess, you know, but I would tease her. I don't know why those years are kind of blurry with her.
You had a lot going on.
I guess so. Major stuff. She would go. I would say, you know, me and McDonald's. You guys lived at McDonald's, and so did she, because it was a play place. So we'd pack her bag of McDonald's toys, and we'd go to whatever kind of game it was you guys were doing, and she would play with her toys. She was very, I mean, just really good about that. Sitting there.
Yeah, you had to go to a lot of stuff.
Yeah, because you guys were you were in track, you were in football, not because you liked it, just for the girls.
The band.
Band, yeah, you guys were in band. You guys were good too, didn't you? Weren't you guys like first chairs or something? Yeah. And then, what else did you guys do? Is that it? Oh, Chris did intramural basketball for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And is that where he started soccer? Or cross country or something?
Country.
He ran cross country, and it sounds just like me. I'll practice for months. Oh, it's time for a meet. I don't want to do a meet. I just want to do the practice. I remember. I don't think I went to any of his cross country.
That was the first race, though, that he said he didn't want to run the races,
Yeah.
right? Or,
Well,
or just
football.
ran off.
You know, he went into football after you, but they wanted to make him a receiver. Like, oh, I want to get tackled every day. So he worked out. I think the whole summer with you guys went, yeah, no, I'm not doing this. Did your cheerleaders ride on the bus with you?
I don't think so. No.
No.
Did you guys?
Yeah. We'd be in the back of the bus. But if they lost, we weren't allowed to talk the whole way home. We had to be quiet, which was hard.
And then you did a sorority as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I was going to say something about Taylor.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's all right. It was cute. Oh, I know when it rained. She's the one I started doing that with. We'd make a big fort on the front porch and let the rain hit us, but we were covered, so it's okay. Over there, and then go sled riding. We'd take her on. We had that sled that had a steering wheel, and
Did Chris won or something?
yeah, I think I wanted at McDonald's. I won that at McDonald's. I won some little race car thingy. I was always winning things. If I saw some giveaway, I'd throw my name in. Of course, back then they didn't call and harass you afterwards. It was just a real giveaway. But yeah, we had a fun time doing that in the rain. That was fun. All right.
So what about, and then you was here with Riley, right?
After I got
And
pregnant,
Taylor
after I
was-
was depressed and
Oh, gosh.
got over it.
Well, you
about
had
being-
Riley first, right? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Here in Kansas.
Uh-huh. I did. I remember one time going to the grocery store, and you know how you can pick up a little speed and just put your feet up on the cart and go to your car. Yet when you're pregnant, it moves the weight. All my groceries came, the thing fell, and all the groceries went everywhere. It's like, oops. I can't do that anymore because of my big old stomach. So, oh, come on. Taylor. Dance, preschool, the school. One day I made Chris, because he needed points, come down and work remember, because I was in the committee for the little fair. And today be arrested.
What
I
was he-
got him scrubs, and I added more pockets to it. So all the kids had to do is go up to Mr. Pockets and pick a ticket out to see what they want. They could pick any
so they
pocket,
put their hands in his pockets.
and who knows where I put those pockets. So yeah, to this day, I don't think that's a joyful memory for him.
Dr. Pockets, Mr.
Yeah,
Pockets.
I mean today that would just be really creepy. This kid walking around. Oh, and Brian and Taylor back then, walkie-talkies had gotten big, so I had a walkie-talkie at home, and she would go out on her bike down by the school or anywhere she wanted, but she had that walkie-talkie to tell me where she was or if she needed anything. So I was getting a little better watching my kids. But it made me feel good to have it. I think we even took it when we were driving out here. We used them because
Yeah.
in the thing going, hey, you need to pull over. But I will have to sit and think about Tay and then getting pregnant with Riley. I had to leave my little school job I liked. I really liked it, and I loved to have the same holidays off. And summer. God, let's see what else. Tay. She needs to be here to help.
Yeah, jog your memory.
Yeah. What else did?
Was it different for you having, because you had kids over different decades, right? In
Oh, I
20s,
babied.
30s, and 40s.
I babied her because with two, you can't spend time. Oh my God, you guys were up like I slept in a rocking chair, and when a baby would cry, your dad would bring me a new one to feed because every 2 hours, just one kid would be hungry. So that means every hour I needed to feed somebody over the night. Those were hard days that you just don't remember. I would go visit my mom sometimes on a weekend, and I'd have to take a nap. So, it wasn't that big a drive, but she was sweet. She would get up, that's why I think I like to let you guys sleep in, because that's what she would do for me. And she would help take care of you guys so I could just relax, get some energy to go.
And so you baby Taylor.
So when I had Tay, and you guys are older, so I babied her so bad that when she went to go to the church preschool, I had to teach her how to wash her own hands and use the bathroom by herself because I did everything for her. She just, it was great. I had a little girl, and I would dress her. I'd go to Gymboree and get the matching socks that go with the dress, and she didn't care. She would let me dress her, however, thank goodness. And, crazy time. So then I got pregnant with Riley.
How was that different? That was 20 years after
I
Chris
told
and
you
I.
that's when I was depressed because I was thinking, oh my God, I'm the only person out there that will have been raising children for
Yeah.
if you think about that, how many years. But got over that, and once I had her, I was thrilled. So it was all good. So we had her in Kansas, and then moved out here. How old was she? Who helped me drive?
She would have been, I think you moved when I was 21, so she would have been little.
Right, she was just an infant. I don't think she was as young as Taylor was when we moved. I don't think.
Maybe you came out with D or something, because we helped Dad load up the truck.
Dee was always so sweet.
Yeah.
One of the moves, they had no money either, but she would do it for me. But one of the moves she did, Greyhound home, She's like, I will never, ever, ever do Greyhound. You know, it stops 10,000 times. You're on the bus forever. But that's what she did to get back home, which was sweet. Yeah.